Home. It is very late here. I've had a long day of doing lots of numerology readings and essentially cracking the code of Chaldean numerology in ways that is not currently being taught. So it's all about pattern recognition, and I won't go into that right now, but what I do want to go into in this video is about some of the revelations that I've recently got. So last night, around midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, I was meditating earlier, and it came to me in my meditation to put out an intention to get more revelations on numerology as I've been studying daily. And about 1 or 2 in the morning last night, around midnight, 1, 2, give or take, I had a stream of information come in. And I ended up making about 13 minutes worth of audio recordings I still have to go back and decode. One of the most interesting ones was what I'm going to share in this video. It's around your big life, what I'm calling the big life path number. Now in Chaldean, they have a big life path number, but this is even bigger. This one is your unreduced, completely unreduced. And one of the things, so backtracking a little bit, what I found is whenever I find something like this, the universe will often give me signs that, hey, there's something to this. They'll give me some sort of circumstance or draw me to look at something or some circumstance that have already happened as a reference point. And this is exactly what happened in this case. So, for example, the big life path for mine is 1997. It's always going to be four. It's going to be 4 digits because you take your month and your day of birth without reducing them first, and then you add them to your unreduced year. So if you're born in 1985, you're born on January 11th. January is 1 plus 11 is 12. 12 plus 1985 is 1997. Now, without going into too much specifics, how I knew this was something legitimate is what caught my attention is because I was like, oh my God, that is a 1997. Now, I've had 2 separate psychic readings, 2 different people who have told me, without going into too much details, that something very, very spiritually significant happened to me in 1997 that I'm not going to disclose in this video, but needless to say, for the sake of making this story with continuity and helping to signify it, that's what I'm looking for, signify it. That's what got my attention. Then I started asking some people. One of my friends, the next morning, I went and was talking to them, and I asked them, hey, theirs was 2011. I said, hey, did something happen to you in 2011? And they said, oh my God, 2011 was the worst year of my life. They had all this crazy, weird stuff, like their mom had to go to jail for something, not like a prison sentence, but just like some random thing. Her brother left the country, and some sort of stuff happened to them. It was very, very traumatic, and all this stuff happened this year. And I asked another friend, they said, oh my God, I had some extreme, really bad, and also really, really good things. Actually, they said it was really good things, but also some really bad things. And what I was seeing is that because it's the big life path, it's a prediction that you can see in that year. The theory is when your life path activates. So if you know about the hero's journey, when you Chaldean numerology, you can map in the story of the soul, you can map to the hero's journey. Hero's journey basically is this. All the movie scripts are using the same thing by Joseph Campbell. Take Star Wars, for example. Luke Skywalker is just an ordinary guy. He's just some ordinary dude living a mundane life. There's nothing wrong going on. It's just kind of simple life, and got family, and it's happy, somewhat happy. And then something happens, something that causes a shift, something that shakes him up, where he's forced to mature. Something's taken away. Someone in the family dies, the home's taken away, and they're forced to go and walk this path, where Luke Skywalker forced to go and learn how to be a Jedi. I think that's what the story was. He had to go and find Yoda in the woods and master his craft. Then he had to integrate that back into his conscious identity to become the hero and defeat the bad guy, which is all the story of the raising of the Kundalini and the story of enlightenment. This is essentially what this life path, this number is showing, is one thing. And I also found something else interesting. There's two people where I currently live who I met. I've known them for about a year. They're a couple, husband and wife. And although I've only known them for a year, I feel like I've known them for a lifetime. Very deep connection with them. And I found out the woman, her big life path matches my big life path, although our traditional Chaldean big life paths are slightly different. And the man, his big life path matches the year of my birth. The woman's matches the year of this significant spiritual event, and is also mirroring mine. That was very, very interesting as well. There's also some interesting calculations which you can see. This is a very complicated looking chart which I drew out. This is based on something I'm calling the life path chart, which this number also factors into as well. So with that said, this is getting complicated and a little bit nerdy, even though it's not that much. I want to ask you, if you take your birthday and add it up without being reduced, did something significant happen to you during that year? Some sort of shift. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative. It could have been a positive as well. It kind of depends on what your life path number is. For example, if you have a life path of 4, or an 8, there's a strong likelihood, or probably a 7 as well. There's a strong likelihood, and also a 9. A strong likelihood it may have leaned towards more difficult. Now, the person that I had talked to, a friend of mine, who had both positive and negative, but extremes, had a 3 life path. 3 is a little bit more of a fortunate number. So you have to look at this. But that said, look at that and check it out and see if this is something that interests you. Now, the life path chart, which you can see behind me here, maybe I'll make a separate video on this. Basically, the life path is your integrated psyche when it's all functioning as one cohesive unit, because your psyche is made up of the year, which is your unconscious and instincts, the month, which is like your flow, your behavioral patterns, the day, which is also your subconscious, and the day, which is like your conscious awareness, your attitude, personality, perspective, outlook, and free will. These are the individual components of your psyche. When they're all functioning together, it's your life path. So your life path chart, which I'm calling it, which you need to have this calculation for how to create your big life path, is going to show you some integrated numbers of how your mind structure, how it's supposed to flow, your emotions, and also how you're supposed to root your life path, and several other things as well. And this starts to play a role in pattern recognition in your regular traditional chart, and also how to craft and design your name. I am extremely passionate about name change numerology, because name change is perhaps the most powerful, impactful, and simple thing that you can do to change your life, to rewrite your karma, and to change how your core energy is being modulated through your body, through your personality, through your desires, through your emotions, through your relationships, through your health, and so many other things. I'm going to end the video here because it's getting long, but I wanted to share some, and I think I'm going to continue to start sharing more of these little things as well. I have so many. It's happening multiple times on a daily basis because my head is in numerology all day, every day, because it is my biggest passion. So that said, comments, questions, feedback, leave them underneath this video. If you like this video, found it useful, give it a like so other people can find it as well. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for future videos so you don't miss out. Wishing you the best. As always, happy manifesting. God bless.